Good morning, guys. Today is February 8, 2017, and I have two stocks up on the watch today for the market open. The first one is APRI, APRI, and the reason I have this stock on the watch here is because it had major move in the past on this day right here. Went from 181 to 407, and I feel like today, just because for past few days it had consolidated right under that 285 level, and above this above this 200 moving average. So I feel like that today, if it breaks this 285 and we get some volume, potential break of 3, we could see a move towards 350 or maybe 4, because as you guys can see, it is pretty clear up to 407. So I'll draw that line right there. Sorry, just a second. I'll draw that line right there. So it's 407 right there. Oh, what's going on? Price line, there you go. 407 right there. So that's I feel like it does have potential. Pre-market right here, it is below this 280. That's the pre-market high, and then it had this big drop right here, but it was on a very low volume, and then pre-market volume, and then it came back up. So I really think this stock could have potential today, especially if it starts to catch some volume and starts to break these 280 marks, 280, 285, and it starts to push towards 3. I would look to, if there is some good volume and it starts to push, I would look to jump in on the break of 3 for a push towards 350. So that would be my ideal goal. Again, it all depends on volume. Now, for past couple days, Monday and Tuesday, I have been very impatient with some of my plays, and it had cost me. So today, the name of the game is to be patient. If I miss a play or if I don't make any trades today, that is completely fine, guys. Most of the times, your goal is to not overtrade or not make trades every day. You just have to wait for the right setup, right place. Second thing I'm watching is APOP. It does have a news out today. Oh, by the way, APRI does have a low float as well. It has a float of 4.76 million. APRI, a float of 4.76 million. And it did have a PR today out, a press release just saying that they're presenting at the 19 BIO conference. So it's like an investor conference that they're presenting at. So I feel like, if people think with APRI, if people think, what, this could have some potential today, people might look to jump in, especially if it catches some volume and some some momentum. So I'm just putting it up on my other screen here just so I can keep watching it. But right off the gate, I want to watch APOP. Now APOP, guys, does have a news out today as well, and it has a float of 3.14 million, so very low float. And in the past, it had gone from just on January 12th, it went from low 405 to a high of 878. So and here again on a very low volume on 409,000, it went from 356 to 571. So if right now the pre-market volume is 198, which is not too high, which I like. It's not in the millions, so that means there still could be some momentum coming into this stock, some more buyers coming in. So I'm definitely watching this right off the bat here. Looking for so my goal with this is basically that it has a pre-market high of 570. There's some support in the 530s, as you guys can see. It just came down, and then it held that 530 support, or the 532. It held above that, which is nice to see. But so what I'm looking for on this is to see how it reacts near market open, which is just now. Markets are going to open in about 30 seconds. And I'm looking to watch it. If the stock opens above 550, I'm looking for a break of 570. That's when I want to jump in. But if it opens below 550, then I'm just going to wait to see what the markets tell me and how strong the stock is. And then if it starts running, and if let's say if it breaks 570, then we'll look for a push towards 6, and then a break of 6 for 650. So again, with this I can only get 100 shares, so I am not the markets are open, so let's see what happens, but I can only get 100 shares, so you know, my risk will be low on it, and I'll be going in with a small position, so it won't be too bad. So let's see here. Those are the only 2 stocks that I am watching right now, just because, you know, past couple days I felt like I was just jumping around too much, and I wasn't getting anything done. So I just decided to keep those on watch for now and then see what happens. DFFN is one of the others that had been that has made some pretty major gains before, so that's another one of them. Now with APOP, it is definitely dropping pre-market, or sorry, at the market open. The first candle is a pretty big drop here. You know, opened at 542, went to a low of 515. So, but we'll wait to see what happens. DFFN is actually just dropping. So we'll wait to see what. Markets are red today, guys. So are the futures. Dow future was down today, this morning. You know, S&P 500 futures were down. DAX future was down. So the markets are down. So now there's, you know, the volume is 47. This volume is more, so there's more buyers coming in. Okay, I just got in at 570. Execution, I got in at 572, so I got in a little high just because for the break of 570, but I feel like it definitely has some momentum here, so it could definitely run. There you go, went up to 620. Okay, so I got out at, it does have potential, it could keep running, but I got out at 620. Now it's in the 640s. It'll break probably that 650. Could have waited a bit more. So 650, there you go. 660, wow, look at that. So definitely had potential. You know, I saw the volume come in, broke the high of day, jumped in at 672, you know, held through that pullback, and then pushed up to a high of 677. So, you know what? So after fees, so it's coming down fast now too. So that's another thing with this. You know, it moves fast, but it also comes down fast. So let's see what happens. So again, I got in for the break of high of pre-market high, which was 570. I was a little scared, not gonna lie, once I got in at 572, just because this major move. But I did see a lot more volume coming in on the green move than it was on the red move. So it kind of dipped down a low volume, then huge volume came in and pushed the stock up. Now it is this is showing a long shadow, guys, on this this candle here. So that means it got pushed up and then it got pushed down. So Okay, so it's basically it had these major spikes and now it's just kind of dropping. So we'll keep an eye on it and we'll see what happens. Okay guys, I'm looking to buy another 100 at 590. Wait just a second, I'll explain to you guys. Okay, so I got in another 100 at 595. Now looking to see if we'll get over 6 here. It's the first candle to make a new high on the 1 minute. Pulled back to the 9 EMA. I do have my stop at 588. So I just want to see if it can get over 6 here. There you go. So got over that. Now we'll look for a push towards 620, 650. We'll see what happens. So it needs to close above 6 or else I'm going to bail out. Oh, I got stopped out on that one. So it did get pushed over, went up to 610. But I was looking for a close above 6 and then a push towards 6, even around here 630, 640, and that's when I was looking to sell. But no worries. I got out at 585, got in at 595, so I had a little small loss there. So now I'm done with this trade. I gave it some shot. I gave it the first, it pulled back to the 9 EMA on the 1 minute. Then I waited for the first 1 minute to make a new high, or 1 minute candle to make a new high. Jumped in at 595 and okay, so now it's dropping. Alright guys, so APOP has gone down. APOP. So APOP has gone down. You guys can see here, we got in here the 572 and then got out on 620, pretty low. I could have got out in the 650s, but it's okay. And then I tried jumping in again on the first candle to make a new high. Didn't work. Got out and got stopped out. And now it's basically back in the 520s. So that is done. Not watching that for now. I'm watching NETE. I was actually watching this pre-market because it had a little gap up. It was below the dollar. I just didn't think it had that much of a move in it, but I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a bit of a chat room stuff. People saw it break 1 and then everybody started jumping in it. So yeah, there's no catalyst out or anything like that. I think it's just a chat room pump. Right now it's basically just hanging below this VWAP of 127. What I'm looking for on this is a 5-minute setup, so a first 5 minute to make a new high. So this is 125, 115. So the low of this is 114. And then the high of this is 125. So now it had pulled back a little. It has pulled back a little. So we'll see if if the first candle to make a new high can get back up to the high of day. But it just the volume's been okay. On the drops there was some volume. It wasn't like they dropped on the low volume. They did drop on high volume. These candles basically. So it's just I'm just gonna wait to see what happens. 125. So I'll leave it at 126. What I will do though is I'll reduce my size to 300 instead of 400. I'll reduce it to 300. And again, if we can get over 125, the next candle makes a new high and gets over the VWAP, we'll look to sell. We'll look for a back to high of day move. It is a low float. Let me see the float on this thing here. It's 10.65 million. So It is a low flow right now on this. It's just kind of hanging, near. It's on the 1 minute. I mean, it is just hanging there under the 9 and 5 EMA. So we obviously need to see some big volume come in. Take out that 125. Okay, so some volume came in. Now I think the high of the day is 126, so I'll put my thing at 127. The next candle to make a new high at 127, I'll look to jump in. And then again, my risk will basically be just below this 90 EMA or 5 EMA, sorry, at 120. Now this candle does look a bit weak. Tried to push, and then it made a newer low. On the 1 minute here, it was like pushing up, and then it just dropped below. So watching 1 minute, watching 5 minute, they all help us make better decisions, in my opinion. So if the next candle does make a new high, it might not have. We'll see what happens with this candle. On the 1 minute, we'll see. If you get a doji, that usually means that there's indecision in the markets. People don't know if that's the right price to buy or sell at, so people are just kind of hanging in there. And then if the candle makes a new high, we'll see if we can get back above the VWAP, and then we'll look to sell near the high of day. Alright guys, so just been kind of looking around to see what else is happening in the markets. I don't really see anything else that is worth trading right now. Everything just kind of had a morning spike and then been downtrending, similar to NETE. It broke the dollar mark, which I was watching pre-market. I just didn't think it had any news or anything that it would make it run 50 cents. But as you guys can tell, it's been downtrending since, and one of the reasons that happens is that the stock moved because of a pump. And then once the chat room basically sold it, everybody started selling, and people who came in late thinking that this was a great play, or there's something out, or it's gonna run. People who got in in the highs are basically either holding or just looking to sell. So on the 5 minute, it's just been red. I mean, on the first candle to make a new high, could be a good entry point, just because some new buyers might come in, or people who shorted might start covering. But the only thing with that is I don't think it will even touch the high of day again, or there's it's below this VWAP now, and it tested it right here on 126, and it basically failed, and it just dropped again. So, and it's still dropping. It's going back to basically where it opened. So this kind of retracement and a pullback this is not really a pullback. This is basically just a dump, or just a sell-off, a straight sell-off. So staying away from this. Glad we didn't jump into it. We waited for a good setup, and that's when we decided to jump in. Because if you guys remember, we were watching it right here, and I was waiting for this candle to either make a new high, and if that would have done it, it could have tested the high of day. Because after that is basically cleared all the way up to 180, maybe even 2. So that didn't get it, so we decided to wait. We didn't jump into anything, and right here, after this candle, basically it just had 2 big red candles, and then now it's just selling off. So clearly, to me, it just seems like it was a chat room pump. There's some people who trade the dollar breakout, and then as soon as that happened, a lot of people chased it, went parabolic a little, and then nothing, no follow through on it. So that's what's happening with a lot of things. Similar with APOP, had this big run up, pulled back. On this candle, I jumped in, it pulled back to the 9 EMA, which I like to see. Got some support. This candle right here, got some support. Buyers came in, pushed it back up, and then I jumped in on this candle to make a new high at 595, and gets up to 610. I think that's where, it gets up to 610, and then just drops again, and I ended up stopping out. So good thing I had a a very tight stop on it, just because of that reason. I put my stop just below this. At that time, I put it just below this 9 EMA at 586, because I figure if it goes below this this open here of 587, if it goes below this, it is just gonna be weak. Because what we like to see is on the first pullback, on the first candle make a new high, the second candle definitely has to make a higher high, and it has to run, and it has to squeeze, or it has to basically just invite more buyers in. And if that doesn't happen and it drops below, we're out. We'll look for maybe a 5-minute setup, or we'll look for a different setup. So glad we were patient today. We didn't make stupid plays like yesterday and the day before, it's always great. I mean, we're ending the day, I think after the second trade, I'm ending the day after the fees and stuff, because it was only $4 in fees, so around $34. We're ending the day today, it's green. It's better than being in red, and it's better than losing a ton shit of money. So thanks for watching today, guys. I think today was a great video lesson, especially coming back from 2 red days. Sort of a little redemption, a little boost to the confidence that, okay, I'm getting, if I'm patient and if I'm wait for the right setups, 9 times out of 10 they work out, and when they work out, they bring some money into my pocket. As you guys can see, APOP is still just dropping. There's no follow through on it whatsoever. So based on that, and the market's all red today, I'll show you guys the North American markets here. Bring it up to the screen. So as you guys can see, they're all red except this. I don't even know what JX is. I think it's a Japanese index. Could be. I don't know. There's a lot about the markets that I still need to learn, but right now my main focus is just on trading, just on day trades. The mid-cap stocks, small stocks that have high potential to run, make volatile plays, and that's exactly what I'm learning right now, because I don't have a big enough account to take advantage of the bigger market plays or whatever. So I'm focused on this, and I'm trying to find my niche on this, and once I get it, which I seem like I'm getting a hang of it, guys, because if you guys saw me last year, I never used to record. If you guys saw my struggles from last year, when I started trading, it was like I would have 1 green day, and then maybe 20 red days, and then 1 green day, and then another 20 red days, and it was basically non-consistent whatsoever. Now it's like I can have a couple red days, and I can still have a clear mind when I come in on the new day, and look for better opportunities. And I learned from my red days. I think that's the best thing, and making these videos for you guys, they help me a lot personally, because I rewatch them and I get to see, okay, where I went wrong, what I could have done better, what I could have waited for, what I get to see other things. So yesterday, for example, my play on RGSE, I jumped in on the 1 minute, but then when I rewatched the video, I saw it on the pre-market, how it had major move in the pre-market, and just basically a little downtrended before the market opened, and it had that one push and then just crash. So those are the things that you got to keep in mind. And for this, for example, I feel like when I rewatch this, I'm gonna pick on some things here. How basically it had the move in the pre-market, but it just kind of hung around there, kind of went below, got pushed back up, and then this red candle was on a very low volume compared to this green candle. So this is 47,000, and then this is 190. So it's almost triple that, triple volume coming in for the buy. So that's obviously a good sign. That means buyers are more excited. Buyers are looking to buy. And then as soon as it broke that 570, I jumped in, catching that momentum for a push towards above 6, and it broke 6, and I just got out at 620. I mean, I could have held it because it was showing strength. It's just coming off from a red day, your confidence a bit down, you're a bit hesitant. So I just decided to lock in my profits and move on. And I mean, this was a crazy stock, because it just in 1 minute went from 560 all the way up to nearly 660, so almost a point in 1 minute. So that means it's very volatile, it's low stock, so if it can go up that much, it can definitely drop fast. So I just locked in my profits and I got out. Anyways, guys, Thanks for watching. Let me know if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any comments. Don't forget to subscribe. I did edit some more money into my account today, just because you know, my account, because of the fees and stuff, did go down a bit, so I kind of repumped it just so I have enough buying power to be able to make certain plays. I do feel a lot more comfortable, and guys, this is probably the last time I can refuel my account until, you know, I'm graduated and I have a good paying job or whatever life brings my way. That's the, you know, this is probably the last time I can refund my account. So basically right now my back is against the wall, and if I blow up this account, I will be done trading for until, you know, I have more money saved up. I'll still be learning, I'll still be watching because I love doing this, but I'm still in the beginning stage. There's still a lot for me to learn. So based on all that, I am just I'm very happy. I feel very confident going in and refueling my account. You know, I had to think about it a lot, and I felt confidence enough to be like, you know what, my strategies have been showing some results, and you know, so let me add the last bit of my savings into it and see what happens. Now again, I don't recommend that, you know, doing that. I don't have any major expenses right now, so I'm okay to take some risk with my life. I'm still young, I still have lots of time to recover, so I'm completely fine. I just feel positive about it, and with having my back against the wall, I'm just gonna be a very sniper-like, meaning I'm gonna look for the right plays, because there's no way in hell I'm trying to make dumb plays like I did past couple days, you know, and put my account in jeopardy again. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe. It's been another great day of trading, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.